Alright guys, and welcome to this mini special installment of 4 Idiots.
That's right, we've got nothing in the middle of this episode, it's just one big epic adventure.
Coming up, Badger talks to a camel.
Yeah, yes you do.
I anger a local.
But that's not your 20 time.
And Sarah gets attacked.
I need a shower!
So last year, we went to 𝗘𝗽𝟮 in the Dominican Republic. If you didn't see it, it's on my main YouTube channel.
To sum it up, we spent 1,300 quid, got ill and got stuck in Hurricane Irma.
Yeah, so this year, we wanted to see whether it's better and just as enjoyable to go on what would be considered as a budget package holiday as it is to go on an expensive package holiday.
So with the help of Becca and Sarah, we managed to find the 𝗘𝗮𝟮 Hotel, which was under £500 each and it was all inclusive.
We were really pleased with the deal. The hotel even had an on-site water park. But the best thing is, it wasn't even in Europe. Morocco, the closest place to the UK which feels the furthest away, and the most visited country in Africa. We would be spending 7 nights in a 3.5-star hotel just outside of Marrakesh, and during our stay we got to experience the country for ourselves with a range of awesome excursions. But before all that, back in the UK we had to get down to Manchester Airport and things were already starting to go wrong.
So our train's just been cancelled.
Yeah.
What a great start of the holiday.
Brilliant start.
Got a stray dog.
Yeah, I had a stray dog on the metro that held the metro up. Now our train's been cancelled.
Luckily we were able to get on another train, and after a quick change at York,
Right guys, it's been you mate. Harold. Do you want me to buy you something from there mate? Harold, let us take you to dinner.
we were then on the right train and shortly arrived at Manchester Airport.
You've muddled up my sister.
Has he?
He has.
Then eventually we were bound for Morocco. And like last year, we had a Wolfpack member on board who had never flown before.
Well, last year, we done it with Becca. This year,
Aye.
we've got Sarah.
This year, Sarah's never been on a plane before.
It's nice. I like it. It's like being on a roller coaster. It's great.
Just wait for the drop.
Oh, shut up. What drop? Oh, God. Fuck. We're in the air. This is so pretty.
3.5 hours later, we landed in Marrakesh, and after waiting an extremely long time at immigration, we were welcomed into Africa by thousands of fans who had heard about our visit to the country.
What on earth is this? That was the weirdest entrance into a country I have ever... No. They're not, I don't think they're allowed in the airport.
No, they're not.
I don't think, I think they're all told to stay back. Right, what have we got to fill in there?
I don't know.
Have you got to declare, like, whether you're, like, fucking married and shit like that? Because we're...
Well, we're not married.
Obviously, you're dating Ethan Carbanks, and you two
Unfortunately for me.
haven't got a marriage certificate as of yet.
Luckily, seeing as we aren't Moroccan, these laws didn't apply to us, and after filling out the rest of the paperwork, we checked into our room.
Oh my god, guys, we've made it after all that time. We have made it.
Oi oi. So watch this. We've got Capital playing on the TV.
Well, I'm not asked about that. Give us a really quick room tour.
Right. Single bed, double bed.
Yeah.
Clothes hung up, clothes there.
Oi oi.
You get more shelves in here.
Oi
You
oi.
get your safe in there. That's
Yeah.
when it's all out tomorrow. You got your toilet in here, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice. Gives a nice flusher.
Yeah.
Right.
Aye. Oi oi.
You walk in shower here. What we've discovered is you can't really fit much on here. That's the only issue we've got at the minute with this, and also it is quite small. Other than that, it's not bad. We'll take it. With the card holders, little hack for yous. Just take any normal card and insert it in, and then that way when you go out, you can leave your aircon on, and then you're not coming into a warm room.
So compared to the Caribbean, we've actually got adjoining rooms all for under 500 quid each.
Yeah.
And the hotel's about 3-year-old. So all the rooms are fairly nice and modern.
Fridge as well.
One thing we didn't show is a balcony, but it's like 1 in the morning now, so we're probably just gonna get some sleep and then we'll have a look around at everything in the daylight.
So stay tuned for the videos. Boom. Cut it when I went boom. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Badger was very excited about the whole holiday, and when we woke up, after I'd given a health and safety demonstration about sun cream...
You're gonna fucking rub it in.
Yeah.
It's our demonstration, man. And the bonus with this is, it's also a massage at the same time.
He announced that we're heading straight to the water park.
I'm a hermit crab. I can't see it. David! You can't go.
We are so It's pitch black on the inside of It's pitch black. We're building speedless. Shit! Oi, oi! Oi, oi! Oh, my leg! Oi, oi! I'm alive! I've run past the thing! I can't stop! Jesus!
What do you think of the water park then?
It's good, but it hurts. Oh, come over here.
What?
The floor is lava everywhere.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Some things are good and some things are bad.
Yeah, for this being a water park in an all-inclusive hotel.
Oh no, it's really
for
good.
a cheap price. I mean, most hotels wouldn't even charge this much, and they wouldn't even have a water park, would they?
Usually when
so
you
this
go,
is really good. Wolfpack approved water
when
park.
you think about it, that's 40 quid off the price. Realistically, because if we wanted to do this on another hotel.
I know, but you get it every single day though.
Yeah, true.
So it's more than that, you know. I think it's Wolfpack approved having water parks like this at hotels. It's good.
As Badger said, the main problem is the pavement. But as we were about to go over to the quiet pool, where Becca and Sarah said they were going, the heat of the pavement was about to become a major problem.
Becca and Sarah have just took his shoes, so he's got no shoes, essentially, to get all the way over to the quiet pool, and the floor is literally boiling. Right, so you're not going to like this, but I've been round everywhere, they're not there, and your shoes aren't there either. So they've took your shoes and fucked off to the quiet pool. Badger, Would you like to hop to Hannah?
Yes, I would.
What a pair of fucking twats.
That's it. That's it. I wasn't going to cross the line, but I want to cross the line now.
Oh, Badger, this is even hotter. Badger, it's even hotter.
Which way is that sodden pool?
It's up there.
When we got to the quiet pool, they weren't anywhere to be seen.
They've got the card
got
as well. No, I haven't got one. They're dead when we see them.
Oh, they are so dead.
You're so dead! You've nicked off with his shoes, man. We've just had to walk all the way over from the water park. Have you got his shoes? Yeah. Well, why didn't you not sudden bring them back to him?
Oh my God.
We told you to bring them back to him once he came off the slide.
After this discovery, it was safe to say that Badger was even more annoyed.
Suppose you think you're fucking funny, do you?
Just get ready.
Payback number 1.
Turn the light on now. What the fuck? Oh! Oi, oi, there we go. I'm gonna kick his fucking skull in. I'll cave your head in, don't try it.
Come on then, you twat.
Fucking
Go on.
square gully! Fucking arse! Take all the fucking keys. His life. Fucking come on then!
Right, Sarah, come in here. I know the easiest way to sort this
Go
out.
on, go in there. Hi, what
This is the easiest way to sort this out. Right, chill.
I'm gonna kill him.
After that madness, we got ready and headed into the buffet restaurant. But it was a little more crowded than what we expected it to be. This was a queue for pizza, pretty much every day. And the dessert area wasn't much better. And then when we finally made it to a table,
There's no forks.
So what do you think of the food here, Badger?
Puddings.
Yeah, pudding's good. Look at the colour here. That is like a fucking lush green. But this, not.
Red. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Tagines.
yeah. Other stuff not so good, yeah.
after all though, it was a budget holiday. However, the reason why we chose to go to Morocco wasn't just because of the good value for money, it was also because of Marrakesh. And the next day, I was eager to find out what it was really like for myself. Being one of Africa's busiest cities, Marrakesh is full of life and commerce. We got dropped off just outside the city walls and headed into the Medina.
It is, man. It's going to be a nice day.
The streets were mental. The road and pavement might as well have been combined. As we got to DGM 𝗘𝗽, I noticed the snake charmers.
Oh, I got a snake charmer. Over here.
You've got to pay.
Oh, no? Well, I'm not bothered.
As we went over, one of the guys immediately noticed I had a camera. I tried to arrange a payment at this point, but he refused and told me to film. He then brought some snakes to put around our necks. Sarah seemed very enthusiastic. At this point, 𝗘𝗽 was very happy, but that was soon about to change after he dragged me up. After he removed the snake from me, I tried to give him 20 dirhams, about £1.60. A street performer on Northumberland Street would have been canny chuffed with that, but 𝗘𝗽 wasn't having any of it. At this point, he became very angry.
Thank you. I'm trying to pay them, but...
Afraid that he was going to set his cobras on us, we made for the alleyways of souks, Marrakesh's version of the metro centre. After walking around the souks for a while, we reached an opening back out into Marrakesh and passed a store purely for the 𝗘𝗽 of the world. However, after our eyes adjusted to the blaring sunlight, we realised that we were still in the souks.
No, man. Well, this isn't where we were. This is not where we were before, bud.
At this point, I think everyone would just expect us to be lost. But I'd been sensible and had already prepared for this scenario.
Before you come to souks, right, you load the map of Marrakesh on Google Maps, right? And then, when you're in souks, you know exactly where you are. We're there now. If we want to get out, yeah, we come down here. See? We haven't been idiots for once here. Because you would have expected us to be going around here for about 6 hours, wouldn't you? But now, simple hack. Load Google Maps, get your location on, right, and then you can make your way out. Right, now let's get out because I've had enough of bloody people trying to sell us stuff.
Just as I said that, look who'd been lured in. And as Becca and Sarah browsed, Badger revealed the preparation he took for Marrakesh.
If anybody tries to pickpocket me, I've got a condom in my pocket, so they're going to get a nice surprise when they reach into my pocket.
Clearly stressed out by the madness of Marrakesh, Badger began drinking when we got back to the hotel, and that night he was in the mood to test out what there was in terms of nightlife.
Welcome to the budget holiday drink Szechuan. This is me. Hoi hoi. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, oi, oi. Come on, Becca. Bye, Badger. I'll jump on him.
We went down to the entertainment stage for a bit, but it was just the same as it is in any other hotel. So we headed over to the sports bar where there was apparently a nightclub. After discovering that Badger's top was the brightest thing in the room, however, we decided to leave and go to bed. The next day, we headed out of Marrakesh to 𝗘𝗽 Falls.
Badger, explain about the ride.
Oh, this is awful, this. It's like a speed bump in every single... Can't for the
Road. We've headed out of Marrakesh and the roads are getting a little bit shit now.
A little bit.
When we got to 𝗘𝗽, we began the trek down to the waterfall. Along the way, we were to see many different creatures, including turtles. However, as I went to switch to my other camera for a better shot, this dickhead, thinking he was David Attenborough, went and scared them off.
This is canny, isn't it?
Aye, well, the bus ride wasn't, but the location's canny.
Yeah, it's a canny view. Imagine all this when there's a flash flood, it's all mud. Same with the walls, they're all mud.
As we got further down into the valley, we ran into some wild monkeys. Badger and Sarah were very excited about this.
What just happened? Oh, it's the monkeys. Is this where the monkeys are? I love these houses.
I hate these monkeys.
Do you?
This is the one type
Are
of
these
monkey
the
I hate.
ones that next to?
I'm so scared.
As we were filming the monkeys, another one jumped on Sarah's head.
Oh, Sarah's been mounted.
I need a shower.
Oh, that's the main thing, Sarah. Take a selfie here.
Yeah. Oh, it's touching us. Oh my God. How do you get it off? Bye. Thank you. What are you doing in my swamp?
Camping?
Africa camping.
Yes.
After walking a little further, we could finally see down into the Cascades. Realising how spectacular the waterfall was, Badger announced that he wanted to do a sexy photo shoot. And then after that, with 𝗘𝗽 playing in my head, we made our way across the very budget bridges, and Becca found a place where she could get some henna.
Protection from all the people. I mean everything was stopped.
I actually love it here. It's like the fact how they've got all these like little like cafes and market stall things.
Well, building like
Yeah, it is like, isn't it?
After Becca finished getting her henna done, we headed up the other side past more market stores, and then went to a nearby town for some Moroccan cuisine. Then before heading back to Marrakesh, we stopped off at a big cave thing. Becca and Sarah proved to be very popular with the local Moroccan teens.
sold.
What about the subject? That's the one. That's the one.
2 for 1.
As a result of all the walking, Badger became very tired, and when we got back to the hotel, this gave Sarah the perfect moment to get revenge on him for the other day.
Oh my god.
Wakey, chicken bakey. Oh. Revenge is sweet. Oh wow.
The madness didn't stop here, as later on the girls brought back a new pet.
Like shit down there.
Yeah, I'm shutting the doors at our room. I'm not having it.
Why is it going on?
Yeah, I'm not having it in my room.
Yeah, we are. I want it.
No. Has it never seen the TV before?
Put it down.
Oh.
Just put it down, Becca.
That's you.
We're so getting chucked out of this hotel. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go around Marrakesh being like, hello, can we, what?
Sell the cat.
I'm frightened that if I put it down, I'm just going to get in somewhere.
When she's done,
Oh, there's nowhere for it.
just put it down.
Not like,
Just want to go around and see how many cats we can get.
it's like the Dudesons when they do Animal Hotel. We should actually, yeah.
Just go around. Just pick it up right.
Is there any more? Is there any more?
There's another one plus I might but then the maid opens the door. Does she eat my bag?
Well, there's only one more.
Where are we going? Huh? Do you want some fresh air?
It was all fun and games until they realised how stressful looking after a kitten can be.
No, Peggy! No, come back! Oh my god, no!
Just come on.
No, come here. I'll put you outside. Come on. Come on. I'm putting you outside where you belong.
Right guys, so today we're doing quads. Oi oi! Badger, if I'm going with you, just please don't drive like a yob, okay?
Badger decided that the buggies looked more appealing than the quads, which was fine by me as it meant I could film more easily. Unfortunately though, after giving our buggy a test drive, we realised that it was in fact a piece of shit.
That's the brake, fall down.
Shit. Oh, there we go. No, we're still moving. We're still bloody moving.
And as for the fuel,
It says it's on empty. Like, it says it's on empty, surely, like... I don't think it should say that.
things weren't going well either for Becca, who had now moved on to Sarah's quad after she discovered she was too short to reach the accelerator properly, and this caused a serious issue.
Becca, she's not going to get anything. She's got Sarah's back. Look, what's she doing? She's just going to be filming Sarah's back.
I didn't have a chance to do anything though, as we were about to set off.
That was our fuel. That's our fuel.
We stopped to tell them about the problem.
Go in here, please.
It's our fuel.
It's not a fuel.
Fuel.
Yeah, it's for not a fuel, it's on empty.
Yeah, this one no walking, so.
What?
This one no walking, so. Fuel in here. In here, fuel. Yeah.
We tried to tell them that it wasn't working properly, but they just told us to go fast. Luckily, the next part was just through a village, but after we got back into the desert, we still didn't have any power.
It's our full speed.
That's not foot down.
After stopping a second time, Shihab still determined that the buggy was fine. By this point, we started to realise that it wasn't a fuel issue, and it was just down to the fact that the buggy was shit.
This fucking headband keeps falling doing it in the eye. So, in between coming from there to here, do you want to tell them what happened?
We got water.
We got water. They bought water, but what did you do?
Do you feel the lake?
And he made the buggy even more worse by adding water to the whole mix.
Oh yeah, what'll make it go faster?
After sampling some Moroccan refreshments, we went downstairs and the girls found themselves another pet.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Oh, please. Oh, what the fuck? It's a live tortoise. Hello. Oh my god. Look at it. Ooh, little bugger.
After Badger had completely fucked our buggy, when we got back out from the halfway break, we found out we'd been given an upgrade. And to make things even better, we had somehow lost the group and were now free. At the speed we were going, we soon caught up with the convoy.
Oh my god, there's a brake work! There's a fucking brake work!
Got the power.
When we got back to the hotel, I was hoping for a chilled out evening, but the prank war between Badger and Sarah was still raging, and now Becca had got involved.
He's gonna sound behind and I'm gonna pan something.
Okay.
Badger, who had been using my bathroom for some reason, already had his suspicions about a possible prank, so I thought I might as well just join his side.
I need to hide behind the curtain and behind the door in the street. Just need to rinse these out.
Don't.
I'm just gonna get some toilet water.
Don't you fucking dare!
What the
Fucking.
Badger!
Come on, give us a hug. Come on, give us a hug. Come on. Come on, come give us a hug.
You smell like a fucking strawberry meringue, mate.
Lovely this, like, isn't it, lad? Disgusting.
One thing about this holiday for sure though, was that unlike Fuerteventura and the Caribbean, Badger had found some prank competition.
Alright, you guys. We're going on them today. Are you excited, Badger?
For the last excursion of the holiday, we had lost Becca and Sarah as they had went in a different vehicle to us from the hotel. But it didn't matter, because we had just recruited 2 new replacement members, Sid and Gary.
Oh, that's it. And we're off.
Loving it, mate. Aren't you? Loving it.
What a legend.
Yeah, like that, don't you? Yes, you do.
Badger, my balls are starting to hurt. It's Bob. Badger. Bob's joined us. Oh God. Oh weird Bob, man.
Meanwhile, Becca and Sarah had set off, and after Becca's camel decided to try and attack Sarah, Bob was also causing chaos with them.
Let's have a look at them dashes. Oh, lovely. You need to get some Colgate on there, my Gary. I'll bring you some Colgate when I next come back.
I'd love to brush your camel's teeth. That'd be so cool. We should just come up with like a 1 or 2 word summary of each activity. Like yesterday, I think it was dust bowl. Today, I think it's bollocks myself. Sid, Gary.
It's been emotional, guys.
Aye, it's been a great journey.
Yeah, like Gary.
See you, Gary.
Keeping it real, yeah.
Oi, oi.
Sid, still not speaking to us. You've been a good lad.
After saying our last goodbyes to Sid and Gary, we headed back to the hotel and began to think about whether we had accomplished what we had set out to do. Right, so we've reached the end of the holiday. It has went pretty fast since it's only been a week. But what we need to discuss now is it better basically spending way less money, or is it better spending a load more money going to 2 weeks to probably a slightly nicer destination? Because I think the Caribbean is a slightly nicer destination to go to than here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's two opposite holidays, like they're not the same.
Yeah.
But I think in the class of what it would be, the Caribbean was a higher class than what this one is.
I mean, I think I prefer the culture here. The culture here is amazing. I love Marrakesh. Like the camel riding, there's nothing really like that in the Caribbean. You've got the scuba diving there, which we couldn't have done here. Then we did the quads here, which were really good, which was basically like the same
as what it would be.
It was like very similar to the speedboat. I enjoyed that, but the culture here was a plus. But
yeah, it's pretty wild.
But the Caribbean is a better destination in terms of like the beach and that, I think. This was your first package holiday, wasn't it? Yeah. So what did you think?
It's good. I've got nothing to compare it to, really.
Yeah. Was it worth the money?
Oh, yeah.
For a package holiday, I think it is definitely worth what we paid. I think it is good.
I haven't seen many holidays out there for under 500 for an all-inclusive.
I know. When you compare it to the Caribbean, the food here was... I mean, the desserts were better.
The desserts were lovely.
The main food was possibly slightly better in the Caribbean, but I think it was better quality here.
A good plus about this hotel is that when you go to hotels, like what you said to me before, you expect like burgers and hot dogs and everything like that. With this hotel, you actually experience the food without actually leaving the complex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you actually get a taste of Moroccan food. Because when we went on that trip, we had exactly the same food as when we came back on the night time.
Mm. And the plus about this hotel as well is the water park. Obviously.
Oh yeah, on-site water
I think the water park here was better than it was in the Caribbean. At least we could film it here. Basically, one thing we do need to state is, because obviously we had all the issues in the Caribbean, like illnesses, which fortunately we haven't had here, the Caribbean was slightly disadvantaged because of that. But then again, that is still due to things that were part of the holiday there, like the hygiene standards of the hotel and the weather there and that. But with the Caribbean, with the excursions included, bearing in mind we only did one, I think it probably would have came to about maybe 1,350 or slightly over 1,350. And this holiday in total with the excursions was 615
each.
Each. What we're gonna do now is we're basically gonna just hold up a rating out of 10. But yeah, obviously the Caribbean didn't apply to Sarah because she didn't go. Overall, what would we give the Caribbean as a holiday enjoyment rating out of 10?
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you gave it a 9.
9 out of 10. Potential 10 out of 10.
Gave it an 8. You gave it an 8. It wasn't quite as enjoyable as it could have been, and we could have been in a better hotel as well. But again, we would have had to pay more than that, and that would have been an extortionate amount compared to what we paid here.
I think we need to take more money for excursions.
Gossip Girl.
But they were so cheap here compared to the Caribbean. Everything is so cheap in Morocco. This is why we did the budget holiday here. Waterfalls were great. The camels weren't as good as the rest, but they were still good, and the quads were good. I loved Marrakesh. Marrakesh was awesome.
The quads are the best, though.
You thought the quads were the best. What did you think was the best?
Yeah, I like the waterfall.
Definitely the quads.
Yeah.
I liked Marrakesh, even though it wasn't an excursion.
I could actually have drove the quad.
Yeah.
I was too small.
Yeah. Anyway, right. It's time to reveal what. Bearing in mind, this was over half as cheap as the Caribbean, so it is expected that it is going to be a little bit less. But what did you rate Morocco, like the enjoyment of the holiday, out of 10? Right, you ready?
1, 2, 3.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Give it a 6.
Give it an 8.
I give it an 8.
Right.
Upside down.
I held it upside down.
My reasons for 7 out of 10, right, is because the good things were that the views were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we've got a great view.
We just hit unlucky for that, because if we were at the bottom, we'd literally just see the next block of flats or whatever. And the trips were amazing. Like the waterfall for all the steps was like a lot. Like, so if you are elderly or got any heart conditions, absolutely do not even risk it. It's not worth it. Yeah. When you actually get into the actual bit where the waterfall comes down, like, it's just great.
I think mine's probably just because obviously the Caribbean was my first holiday. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think that's probably going to stick in my head as being one of the best holidays I ever have anyways.
Reason why I said 8 out of 10 in no potential is because
he's doing it weird. He's giving it a potential.
No, because everything has potential.
I feel like we have got the max potential out of this.
That's what I'm
Only
saying.
thing is, I would have wanted to go to the Sahara.
I don't think it's got any more potential. Reason being is because we've done 4 excursions. There's no other excursions I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the place, but I wouldn't come back here.
Yeah.
Obviously, me, I'm comparing this to Egypt.
Yeah.
And Egypt is like the same kind of country, but a lot higher standard.
It's similar to me with Spain. Like, I absolutely love Spain. So, and it's similar here to Spain in a way, just with more Muslim influence. Well, I haven't fallen in love with the place Morocco, but I have gave it exactly the same. We have been a lot more lucky here. We haven't been ill. We've been able to do more excursions. Being next to Marrakesh itself is brilliant. In the Caribbean, we weren't really near anywhere, to be honest. So basically, do you think it is worth coming on this holiday or spending more to go to the Caribbean? I think it's worth doing this one, because then you've got all that money free to do another holiday as well.
Me personally, I don't want to do one.
You'd rather do the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Right.
I think it depends on what you're wanting from your holiday.
Yeah.
Somewhere like, if you're wanting a relaxing holiday, here's not the place to come.
Yeah.
No.
Whereas the Caribbean, you could go down on the beach and you can relax. Whereas obviously here,
no beaches.
But the main thing is, I think, is that everyone's enjoyed it.
Oh, definitely.
And we've got it for a really good price. And
it's what you make it, really.
Yeah, it is. And we've made it a good holiday. I think with that, we'll head back over to England in the studio. Alright.
So, have your opinions on the holiday changed since then?
I mean, not too much, but I mean, one part which you didn't see in that video was the fucking airport hassle. Do you remember that? When we were coming back from Marrakesh airport back to Manchester, I had to go through 3 fucking bag checks. Not one like in a usual airport. 3 fucking bag checks. Once when I come in and they took all my Steadicam out, was like, what is this? Is this some sort of device? I was like, yeah, it's just a camera device. Then another one. And then another one before we got on the plane. I was absolutely raging. It was, and it actually timed how long it took people to go through the passport. 56 seconds on average per person to have their passport checked. The queue was over 100 people long.
You weren't happy with it?
Nah. Yeah.
So as we said at the start of the video, we were going to reveal the secret on how to do it. Now it's not booking in the January sales, it's booking 2 months before. Now we done this last year in Fuerteventura and we got it for £350 for the full week.
Yeah, basically when travel agents go on about all their January sales, it's bollocks. You want to book it 2 months to a month before you're thinking of going, and that is how you get your best all-inclusive deals. Anyway, there's actually a full hotel review of the hotel that we're staying in going up on my main YouTube channel, as well as the behind the scenes and extras. That's all for this week, but if you do want to see more, then check them out. Thanks for watching.
No!